Like everyone else of sound mind and body, I think Jaws is hands down one of the greatest movies ever made. But my favorite moment in it isn't this, or this. It's this scene right here. People often complain that Spielberg is overly sentimental and mawkish, and he probably wouldn't disagree. But when I watch moments like these, I'm sorry, but I just don't see it. I mean, I know people accuse him of those things because of stuff like this, and this, and this.
No, Mommy, please.
But look at that! And that! This is great stuff, guys! I don't know. Maybe I'm just a sucker for sentimentality. Somebody somewhere has probably come up with some fancy academic name for them, but for our purposes, let's just call them moments of humanity. Because that is, of course, what they are. And they're also inherently Spielberg. Let me explain.
Japanese submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into our side, Chief. He was coming back from the island of Tinian to Leyte, just delivered the bomb, the Hiroshima bomb.
A lot of people like to point to this as the all-caps human moment in Jaws, and don't get me wrong, it's a dynamite monologue, but you can pretty much find this kind of scene anywhere because it's really fairly simple to execute. Throw some hard light and a couple people push in slowly while a character waxes lyrical about something from their past and then underscore it all with some quiet keys.
I like to think about all the people who tended and picked the grapes. And if it's an old wine, how many of them must be dead by now?
Easy, right? But what happens when you take dialogue out? This is where Spielberg shines. He gets the same thing done, the same emotions across, but he does it in a way that feels, at least to me, so much more natural. There's a constant battle in filmmaking about how to make characters seem real and authentic, not like they're being performed. Does a line here help? Does a certain look or a certain angle make any difference? Should you do more? Should you do less? There's no straight answer, but in Spielberg's case, sometimes it's just simply observing that gets the job done. So what is Spielberg observing here? Well, mostly human behavior. A father and son playing a game. 2 little boys learning about something foreign. And also just somebody playing with their mashed potatoes. But none of these scenes would work if they were just tossed in at any given moment in the runtime. One of the main reasons they do work, however, is because each one comes in surrounded by chaos. In every case, trouble is looming just around the corner. Shadowy officials, pirates, aliens, madness, terrible hairdos, and a giant freaking shark. But amongst all of that chaos, things slow down and pause. And that's where Spielberg finds life. Sometimes it's joyful, sometimes it's scary, sometimes it's strange, and sometimes it's just simple and beautiful. Now, I know that just invoking the idea of observing sets off all kinds of alarm bells about voyeurism and Alfred Hitchcock, and I think that's true here to a certain extent, but I think it's in a much different way. Almost an innocent way. We're watching whatever's going on along with other people, and the kicker is that we're empathizing with them. It's not always there, and it's certainly not necessary for one of these moments to work, but it's a nice little subtle touch. I'm sure you could spend hours drawing all sorts of grad school circles around it, but I'll leave it at that.
Well, I guess you've noticed something that's a little strange with Dad.
You can call his films sentimental, and you can moan that he's always grasping for tears, and again, sometimes that's true, but you can't deny that there's no one else like Spielberg when it comes to connecting with an audience. Seriously, if you've never felt something during one of these moments, well then I guess there's just no hope for you. And if you're wondering about how to make one of your own characters seem realer than real, take a page from Spielberg's book, and just shut up and look. What should you be looking for? I don't know. You tell me.